How's it going, everybody? It's your bro here, hope you're doing well, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a demonstration of the benefits of using nameless objects in Java, so let's get into it. If you find this video helpful, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support will help keep this channel running. Alright guys, we're going to be discussing nameless objects, also known as anonymous objects. So you know when we instantiate an object, for example, let's say a JLabel, we would type in something such as JLabel, then come up with a unique name for this JLabel, such as label1 equals new JLabel. So what if I told you that we don't necessarily need to give this object a name? We could just pass in something like this. And this is available to you in certain situations. And the reason that I thought of this is that I was working on a card game project, and it was kind of inconvenient to come up with names for all the cards. So what we can do is actually create anonymous JLabels or other objects that we can use elsewhere in our program. So this is going to be more of a demonstration instead of a walkthrough because I have this folder full of playing cards that I made, and let's take a look at a few of these. So this is card number 1, and it's just the Ace of Clubs. Card 0 is just the back of all the cards that I designed, and it goes all the way up to 52, with the last card being the King of Spades. So I'm going to give you guys a demonstration of how anonymous objects can actually be really useful. So these are the 3 imports that I'm going to need: everything related to java.awt, everything related to java.util, and everything related to javax.swing. So the first thing that I'm going to make is a JFrame. So we'll call this JFrame frame equals new JFrame. And then we're going to create an array list of JLabels to hold all of the cards that we have. So we're going to type in array list, and this array list is going to store JLabels, and this will function as a deck of cards because it's going to hold all of the cards that we have, equals new array list, then within angle brackets J label. Alright, that looks good. Now I'm going to create the frame, so type in the name of the frame, dot set default close operation, JFrame dot exit on close. Then let's set the size, frame dot set size. I usually pick 420 by 420 if I don't really have a size idea in mind. And then I'm actually going to set a layout manager. So frame.set layout manager. And I usually don't. I usually set this to null, but I'm actually going to use a flow layout this time. So new flow layout. And then we need to set this frame visibility to true. So frame.set visible true. And that is it for our frame. So let's add the first card to our deck. So we're going to do this the long way first by actually creating a named object, and then I'll show you the shortcut of using nameless objects. So let's say that we want to create an image icon, and the first card in our deck is number 1, and that is the Ace of Clubs. So for this first example, we're going to create a named object first, and then I'll show you the shortcut right afterwards. So if we're doing this the long way, the difficult way, we're going to type in image icon, and we need a name for the Ace of Clubs, maybe ACDC. No, I'm just kidding. New image icon. Then within parentheses, we need to place the file path within here. So this is within a folder called cards within my source folder. So the file path for this will be src, 2 backslashes, cards, 2 backslashes again, and this specific card is 1.png, so 1.png. Now the second line is that we're going to add this image icon to a JLabel, so JLabel, this will be called maybe AC label, equals new JLabel AC. And then with our deck, we're going to add our JLabel, AC label. And then we just need to add this card to our frame. So frame.add deck.get, and this is index 0 because it's the first card. Okay, let's see what we have so far. Yeah, here's our first card. It is the Ace of Clubs. Now let's say that we want to add the second card, and we're still doing this the long way by using named objects. Well, we would have to repeat these 3 lines all over again. So for our second image icon, this would be the 2 of clubs. So we would probably name this like 2C for 2 of clubs, change the file path to 2.png, and we'll call this 2C label, and then we would need to change it here as well to C, and then deck.add to C label, and then we need to add it on our frame as well. So frame.add, but this is going to be deck.get 1. And then there we are, we have 2 cards. So this is going to be a lot of work, especially if we have 50 more cards to add. So there's going to be a shortcut that we can use, and that is by creating a nameless object. So this is what we can do to create a nameless object. We can actually, for this first line, chop this name off along with the equal sign. And now, since we're passing this name to our JLabel, instead we can just take all of this and pass it within the constructor for the JLabel, kind of like that. Alright, and let's repeat the same process for our JLabel. We have a nameless image icon within our JLabel, and let's repeat this process again. So we're going to get rid of all that, take all of this, copy it, and then paste it within deck.add. And we can do all of this with just 1 line of code, basically, and let's see if this works, which it does. So what we have here is a nameless image icon that we have added to a nameless JLabel, and then we added this nameless JLabel to our deck, which is an array list of JLabels. And then if you need to fetch a certain JLabel from this array list, you can just call it by its index instead of the name. And in this case, the first one is index 0 if you need the first JLabel. So now let's say that I want to add all 52 cards. Well, we actually don't need to repeat this line of code 52 times. With what I have set up here, all these cards have a certain number in their name. So it begins, well, technically at 0, but 0 is just the back of the cards. So we want cards 1 through 52. So what I plan on doing is replacing this number with an index, and we're going to use a for loop to iterate through this 52 times. So I'm going to surround this line with a for loop, and I'm going to set int I equal to 1, our first card. We'll continue this as long as I is less than or equal to 52, and then we're going to increment I by 1 each time. And then for the file path, I'm just going to change one thing. We're going to replace 1 with I. So after each iteration, this is going to go up by 1. Alright, that looks good. And one other thing that we can do is that we can take this line where we add the first index of our deck to our frame. We can actually take this and paste it within here and change the index to I so it matches the for loop. But for my example, I probably need to change this to I minus 1 because the first index in this deck is 0 and this starts at 1. So let's run this now. And here we have all of the cards. Well, you can't see the rest of them because the screen is only so big. So those are a few of the benefits of using nameless objects. You can usually use a nameless object if you're passing it into a constructor for something. So in this example, we created a nameless image icon that we passed into the constructor for a JLabel. And this JLabel is also a nameless object that we passed into an array list that is named deck. And if you do use nameless objects when available, well, you could write your program involving less lines of code. So for example, if we actually used named objects for this project, it's 3 lines of code for each card in this deck. So if we repeated this 51 more times, that's over 150 lines of code just for this portion. But we wrote this portion with just 3 lines of code for all the cards in this deck. So if you want a copy of all this, I'll post this in the comments down below. But yeah, those are a few of the benefits of using nameless objects in Java. Hey you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you learn something new, then you can help me help you in 3 easy steps by smashing that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro.